Welcome to the deep dive. You know, we spend so much time thinking about how to grow our money.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Years, decades even.
right. But today, we're tackling something that's honestly maybe even trickier. How we actually use it.
Yeah, the spending side.
Exactly. We're diving into Morgan Housel's book, The Art of Spending Money. It feels like such a necessary follow-up to the psychology of money.
It really is. And our mission here isn't about, like, spreadsheets or budgeting apps.
No.
We're getting into the psychology, why we spend the way we do.
Yeah.
Housel's point is that spending isn't really math. It's about the stories we tell ourselves.
And the stories we worry others tell about us.
Precisely. That fear.
Okay, so let's unpack this art. Where do we start? Housel points out a huge trap, right? This whole status thing.
Oh, absolutely. The status versus utility trap. It's like we think we're buying something useful, something to make life better. Utility? But really, we're often just buying a way to measure ourselves against, the neighbors, people on Instagram, whatever. External benchmarks everywhere.
He has that story, doesn't he? The armchair.
Oh, yeah, that one's wild. This wealthy guy in a fancy hotel just bought an armchair
Okay.
for $21,000.
Wait, $21,000 for one chair?
Yep. And when the staff kind of looked stunned, his justification wasn't, oh, it's so comfortable or it's a masterpiece.
What did he say?
He just said, when you have money, this is what you're supposed to do.
Wow. That's it right there. Not buying utility, just conforming, following some imagined rule book for the rich.
Exactly. Pure status signaling. So the question is, how do you fight that? Especially now, with social media blasting curated lives at us constantly.
Right. How do you avoid it?
Well, Housel uses this interesting idea. He calls it the reverse obituary.
Okay. Sounds a bit morbid.
It does, but stick with me. He says, think about what you genuinely want people to say about you after you're gone, like at your funeral. Nobody's ideal eulogy is going to mention the size of your TV or, your fancy countertop material.
No, of course not. You want them to talk about who you were, how you treated people.
Exactly. Respect, admiration, love. Those things. And those are almost never earned through just buying stuff. It flips the perspective.
Okay, I get that. So if chasing external validation like status is a dead end, we need to look inward.
That's the pivot.
Yeah.
Which leads straight into his second big idea. Real wealth isn't just your bank balance. It's contentment.
Contentment. How does he define it?
It's all about the gap, the space between what you have and what you want.
Ah, the expectations gap.
Right. And he argues that real lasting happiness kicks in when your expectations stop rising faster than your income, or maybe even when they level off or fall.
He uses his grandmother-in-law as an example. Right. I remember reading that.
Yeah, such a powerful little story. She lived on a pretty small Social Security check.
Modest means.
But he describes her as one of the happiest people he knew. Because, as he put it, she had little but wanted even less. Her gap was working for her.
That's psychological wealth. It's huge.
And you contrast that with someone like J. Paul Getty, oil tycoon, maybe the richest man on earth at the time.
Right.
Billions.
But he openly admitted envying people who were just cheerful. He wished he had a better personality, better character. All the money in the world couldn't buy him internal peace.
Proves the limits of money right there. Can't fix what's going on inside.
Nope.
So, if contentment is internal, what's the best thing money can actually buy for our internal selves? This leads to the third point, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Independence.
Yes. Independence. Housel makes this really critical distinction between being rich and being wealthy.
Okay, break that down.
Being rich is having the money to buy a lot of stuff. The fancy car, the big house.
Material things.
Being wealthy, that's different. That's having control. Control over your time, over your choices, over your life, not needing anyone else's approval or permission.
That control is the ultimate luxury, isn't it?
Absolutely. And we see this played out so starkly in that story about the Golden Globe race back in 1968.
Oh, the sailing race. Right. You had Donald Crowhurst. He was completely obsessed with winning, with the fame, the external validation. It drove him to fake his position, this massive fraud, and ultimately tragedy.
Yeah, a really dark story, driven by status.
Totally. But then you have Bernard Moitessier in the same race. He was actually winning, clear path to victory, fame, money.
And what did he do?
He just quit,
Yep.
veered off course, sent a message saying he was sailing on to Tahiti to save my soul.
Wow. He chose his own path, internal satisfaction over everything else.
Exactly. He didn't need to impress anyone. That feeling, Housel argues, that independence, that's the most valuable thing your money can buy, way more valuable than another status symbol.
So the big takeaway is money's a tool, A powerful one.
A very powerful one. But if you don't consciously use it to build that independence, that internal satisfaction, it ends up using you.
How so?
It pulls you into those traps. Social debt, keeping up with the Joneses, chasing external validation that never actually satisfies.
Okay, so wrapping this up, what's the practical advice here for someone listening? How do you apply this art?
Well, it's not about a simple rule. Housel talks about something kind of like Jeff Bezos' regret minimization framework.
Regret minimization, okay.
Yeah. You can't just blindly follow live for today or save every penny for tomorrow. Life's more complex.
So you have to think about future you.
Right. You need to ask yourself honestly, what will I regret more later in life? Will I regret not saving aggressively enough early on, missing out on compounding and maybe financial independence? Or will I regret not spending enough now on experiences, on time with family and friends, on things that build, compounding memories instead of just compounding dollars?
That's the tension. Save for independence or spend for experience.
Exactly. And there's no single right answer. The whole point of understanding this stuff, the whole art, is finding your specific balance point. The one that minimizes your potential future regrets. That's the real goal.